Hello everyone and welcome to lesson 4-3 found on pages 273 to 276 where we're going to practice multiplying fractions. As you can see here, we have the real world link right away. A chameleon's body is about a half of the length of its tongue. And a certain chameleon has a tongue that is 2/3 foot long. Wow. So the tongue is much longer. Use an area model to show a half of 2/3. What is a half of 2/3? Remember that when we look for a fraction of a number or of another fraction, we replace the word of with multiplication. Because if you're looking for the half of a number, you simply multiply a half times that number. Okay, as you can see right there. For our first exercise, they want us to divide the rectangle into two rows. Okay, so I'm going to try to draw a line so that now I have two rows. Right? Then divide it into three columns. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, they're not exact, but shade the rectangle that is half unit wide by, okay, so half unit wide, I'm going to shade it right here. That's half by 2 units long. So now I have by 2 units long. There we go. So this is a half, first of all, going down, and then 2 long. So 1 by 2. So refer to the model. Okay, let's look at the model. The section that was shaded represents a half of 2/3, or half times 2/3. What fraction represents that? Well, we have here 2 out of 6, right? 2/6, which is the same as 1/3. And you simplify it, right? So now let's make some connections, okay? What is the relationship between the numerators and denominators of the factors? So numerators and denominators of the factors, these are your factors, and the numerator and denominator of the product. Numerator and denominator of the product. Well, let's see. You multiply 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6, right? You see it right there. It's just you multiply it straight across, and then you simplify it. So let's put that into words. So the numerator and denominator of the product, right here, or right here, is the product of the numerator and denominator of the factors. So when you multiply these, you get your product. That's all we're saying there. Okay, this is a key answer. Please copy it down exactly as I have it written down. So multiplying fractions is actually quite basic. You multiply the numerators together and you multiply the denominators together. So if I have a half, I'm going to take my entire whole, right? And I cut it into a half, like that, right down the middle. And then I'm only going to shade 1 of 2, right? Right here, 1 of 2, and then the other way, 2 of 5. You have 5 of them. 2 of 5. You see that? 1 of 2 and 2 out of 5. This really should be the 2. As always, please take a look at the example right now. Follow it as 1 times 1 and 3 times 4 are being multiplied so that you can see by the examples here and see what answer they get. Please do this on your own time. If I do it in the video, it's going to make the video too long. Okay, when multiplying, we have to follow a step process. The first step is cross-referencing. You're looking for common multiples to see if you can reduce the fractions before you multiply them. So cross-referencing means that you're going to see if this number and this number have common multiples, or if this number and this number have common multiples. They don't, okay? They're the lowest we can have. So you just multiply directly across. You have 1 times 3, right, equals 3, and 2 times 5 equals 10, so your answer is 3/10. Okay, let's try B. We have 1 times 3. Oh, look at this. We can cross-reference. Cross-reference should be the first thing you do. There's a multiple of 3, so that goes down to 1 and 1. Okay, now we just multiply it. 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 4 is 4. And there's our simplified fraction already. Please circle this one and put an arrow right there to show that you watched this video and you're doing exactly as I am. Okay, and then over here, can we cross-reference? Yes, we can. 3 and 5 will not cross-reference. They're both prime numbers, but 2 and 6 can. They're both multiples of 2. So here I have 1, 2, and here I have 3 of them. So now I can just multiply directly across. 3 times 3 equals 9, and 1 times 5 equals 5, and 5/9 is the answer, right? Excellent. And here's what I was saying about cross-referencing. Simplifying before you multiply. As you can see, the example we just did, we cross-reference. We found common multiples. Go ahead and read this. Example 2 and 3 will show you how to cross-reference. Okay, how to simplify by cross-referencing and finding common multiples. Here we have D, E, and F where we can cross-reference. Now, boys and girls, try this on your own. First, pause the video now, try it, and then see if you did it correctly. Okay, pause now. Alright, I hope you paused the video. Now I'm going to start by cross-reference. Here I have 4s, and here I have multiples of 3. So, I can write 1. Here, let me zoom in. Okay, cross, and I have 3, cross, I have 1 4, and here I have another 4. And now I just simply multiply 1 times 1 and 1 times 3 equals 1/3. E, let's cross-reference. You see here, these two I have multiples of 5, and over here I have multiples of 3, right? So I have 1 5 here and 2 there. I have 2 3s here and 3 3s here, right? 1 times 3 equals 3, and 2 times 2 equals 4, and 3/4 is your answer. And we are going back to 2 lessons where we multiplied a fraction times a whole number. Remember, you can turn any whole number, any natural number, into a fraction by putting it over 1. And now we have our denominators and our numerators. Let's cross-reference. These cannot be cross-referenced. They're simplified already, but 5 and 10 can be. We have 1 5 there and 2 5s there. 3 times 2 equals 6, and 1 times 1 equals 1, so our answer is simply 6. Finally, for example 4, we have the word problem. Same skill, but we just have to pick the numbers out of the word problem. Okay? Frank had half of the lawn, the grass, left to mow, cut. Lawn is grass and mow is cutting. So Frank had half the lawn left to mow. On Saturday, he mowed 2/3 of what was left. What fraction of the entire lawn did Frank mow on Saturday? So we're looking for a half of 2/3. So there we go. Okay, they multiply, you multiply both of them, but they cross-reference, and then it's just 1/3. So Frank mowed 1/3 of the lawn on Saturday. Okay, if you don't understand this, please pause the video or look in your book and really analyze it and read it. As always, here's the guided practice. Please leave this for class so we can do it together as a warm-up. But please complete the independent practice on your own. Okay? That's it for today.